Hi guys, hello people, happy people. It's still me, that happy girl. I'm happy to see you again. Oh my god, yes. You might wonder why I'm always so energetic, so all that, Yeah, my name is Happiness. So I try to live my name all the time. Hence that name, that happy girl. Yeah, that's me. So if you're new here, thank you for finding this my channel worthy to be subscribed to. If you're returning, I'm happy to have you back. I am proud of you all. Okay, thank you so much. So today this video is for my fellow mamas, right? Mamas to be and mamas in the making, if you know what I mean. Don't worry, you get where I'm going with all of this. Okay, so oftentimes as a pregnant woman, you're ready to receive you're ready to have your baby, and you're making all necessary preparation, purchasing stuff, buying stuff, reading up, just getting ready for the big day. If you're going to deliver vaginally, there is really nothing much to worry about. But if you are going to deliver via cesarean section, you may have read and researched and watched that video. But sister, speaking from experience, there are some things that the books don't tell you. They just happen upon you just like that. Oh my god. So this video today is here to give you a behind the scene talk of some of those things that the books, the videos don't tell you. Don't get me wrong. I am not here to scare you or to make you reconsider your decision to deliver via cesarean section. No, I am just here to take you behind the scene to all those beautiful baby pictures you see at the end of the day, those Insta-worthy shots. Yes, a lot happens behind the scene. So come with me while I take you into that theater and all that happens in and out of it. Okay? I'm going to be sharing some of my own personal experiences here with you, and also experience that I gathered from some of my friends whom I sort of interviewed to be able to make up and develop this video so that it will be worth your time. You would have gathered enough information to prepare you for the big day, and there is nothing that will catch you unawares, because that is actually the motive for this. I wish somebody told me all of this, honestly. So I'm doing you some solid by doing this. Okay, so please don't be in a hurry. Sit back, relax, let's go there. First on the list, before I proceed, there are chances that all of the things I'm going to mention here, none of them are going to happen to you. Like, you'll be expecting that and they don't happen. That's no problem. But just in case they do, at least you have been informed and you are ready and you're waiting and you're going to face it like a champion mama that you are, that you're going to be. Okay, so back to my list. First, before the big day, the nurses usually do some backyard grooming down there. They get to mow the lawn. Personally, I consider it a little bit invasive. I don't know about you. So as a result, I would advise, if you can, do your mowing by yourself at home. If your bump is too protruding enough for you to be able to assess that area, you know what I mean, you could use a mirror, or I'm sure your partner, your husband, will be more than happy to assist. At least it's better off than a random nurse, usually male. In my own cases, the first time was a guy. I insisted no, I wanted a female nurse, and then they got me a female nurse. But at the end of the day, the guy walked in there anyway. So then the second time around, I learnt my lessons. So yeah, and the first time too, it was an emergency cesarean, so there was no plans for that. Anybody play hanky panky down there. But the second time around, I was ready, because it was an elective CS. So I groomed myself by myself. I mowed my lawn properly, and so there was no need for anybody to be invading my privacy just like that. So what am I actually saying? If you know you're going for an elective CS, or you might just if you're going for an induction that might end up in elective cesarean, I would advise you shave down there by yourself. That's if you mind other people, you know. But if you don't, sure, why not go there? They will take care of it for you. That's number one. Number two, I thought it was just me, this particular point I'm going to mention now, until I heard it from another YouTuber's video I was watching, her bed story, and she mentioned, I was like, oh, I thought it was just me. And also my friend who just put to bed, like really, I asked her, and she was like, oh my god. I'm like, oh, so it wasn't even me. And that yet I've not seen it written anywhere, nor did anybody warn me ahead of time. So expect that morning shivers in the morning after, like usually the next day after your post-op, after your procedure, right? The first time it happened to me, the nurses just came to wipe me down the next morning after my procedure, and oh my god, look at me shaking. They called it rig or whatever, I don't know. I was shaking, it was drama. Like the nurses, they were scared. I'm sure the way they panicked, I don't even know if they haven't experienced it before. Maybe she's a new nurse, I don't know, but she didn't act like it was to be expected. They were running helter-skelter, then they got heater, got one heavy-duty blanket, hit it on me, and then they hit up the room, turned off the AC and all that shit, and then in time I was able to, they could contain me and it stopped. My second missionary journey, it almost happened, and then I reminded the nurses, but they were like, the first day they took precaution by heating up my room before they were scrubbing down and all that. But then the second day they thought we were out of the woods, boom, it happened again, and we didn't even let it. My teeth started chattering immediately. I was shaking, and then they brought this mobile heater, I don't know, yeah, put the heater on the AC, brought that one to the blanket and everything, and they were able to heat up the room, and then the shaking or whatever, the shivers stopped. The third time around, we all were expecting it, so they just heat up the room like it was hot before I could change into my shower room, and then they took the heater to the bathroom to heat that place up, where they even left it there. So even when I went there to shower, they would just follow me around with the heater, and in by the third time I was having my cesarean session, nothing like shivers again. Like now I know it's my style, right? So, and I thought it was just me, but having heard it from about one or two other mothers, I think it is something to watch out for. So the morning after your procedure, watch out for that morning shivers. If you have to have a blanket ready, or if you had to heat up your room, assuming it's available in your hospital, please do that to avoid the drama, because you don't know who you might scare into believing you were going to the other side, and most times something else could occur from there. I mean, those rigorous shaking with a freshly stitched tummy, you could actually tear your stitches in the process. So to avoid it completely, watch out for it and be prepared. Okay? Another thing you may not see in the books is the need for you to get on your feet like ASAP, like as soon as possible, right? Because the longer, yes, when the nurses come and they are so hard on you, they want you to get active immediately, they are not being sadistic, okay? So don't get them wrong. It is actually for your own good. The sooner you get on your feet, you're active, you're breastfeeding, the sooner your guts, because all those things were disorganized during the process, the sooner they align back into action, the earlier you can have access to your drink and water and food and all that shit that you have been fasting from. Otherwise, if you keep carrying yourself like a piece of egg, your recovery period will extend. So as painful as it is, while you're still doused up on the epidural, the analgesic and all that, use that opportunity to get on your feet ASAP. Get your bowels moving to avoid blood clotting, to avoid the constipation, bloating and all those after effects that could come from you being dormant or sedentary. So yes, I didn't say you should start running, but the sooner you get active, like get on your feet, don't be too, carry yourself too tender like broken, and just get on your feet. If you can, move a step or two from your bed. Don't just lie on the bed like that. The sooner you get up, the better, okay, for your own good, so that you won't be worried about anything like blood clotting or all those, Please, basically, get on your feet ASAP. Expect those suppositories in your butt. The moment they start winning you from all those intravenous what do I call it, analgesics, the epidurals and all that shit. The only strong analgesic that could help you deal with the pain is those suppositories. So expect it. And if you consider it invasive, just like myself, consider or have a second thinking about slayage to the theater, because some of us like to slay to the theater, you know, doll up the face, the nails and all those, you know, the whole shebang. Reconsider it, because except you want those nurses prodding away in your behind, you might want to also leave your nails short so that you can do the business by yourself. Only except if you don't mind, then you can fix your nails. What do you even need nails for? That baby is so tender, you might end up scratching him or her, except you have somebody on standstill to help you with all those delicate things for the baby. But other than that, I would advise you leave your nails short. Even if not for any other, even if you have to fix others, leave one for that business, because you need it to come in handy. Otherwise, you may end up poking yourself. Don't say I did not tell you. Moving on. Don't be scared, mama. Don't be. Honestly, all right. Look at me now, 3 times on that road. I mean, if I have my way and I, you know, get pregnant again, I am still, you know, it's not completely fun, but it's cool, all right. So, and you should be happy. Like, I'm telling you these things, so it's not going to creep up on you and get you surprised. And you know, at least now you know me. Nobody told me. I just saw it and dealt with it as I go, right? And it wasn't easy at all. It would have been different had I known. Like, I would have been expecting it. Okay, so don't be worried at all. You can do it. I trust you. You can. Okay. Expect to have the baby blues. Some women, it happens to them when they have been discharged at home. But mine usually happens on the second day. Right about that time, they have started weaning me of those analgesics or whatever you call them. Now the pain is real, and maybe they wear off so sooner than time for your next dose. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. The nurses cannot give you your anti-inflammatories when it's not time yet. So they have to wait for the time. And in between then, hey, the pain is, woo, I don't even want to remember. At that point, there's no thought that will not come to your head. You will regret getting pregnant in the first place, talk of having a baby. You, as in, the sight of that baby will disgust you. The sight of your partner will irritate you. You will be upset with everybody, with the nurses, with the doctors. Like, it's crazy. So expect it. And if you are going to be a caregiver watching my video, just don't take it out on the mom. Know that it's part of the whole process. The hormones, raging hormones and everything, the pains that she's dealing with, the new reality that she has to deal with is not making anything easier for her. So please, if you're going to be the caretaker or the caregiver, please bear with this new mom, okay? It's not easy. It's normal and it's not peculiar to her. And don't bother asking, are you the first woman? That some women took it in stride doesn't mean that every other woman will. I mean, it's not easy, okay? Sometimes I don't let it out, but I think at one time, there was one particular day at the hospital, I was just quiet, awfully quiet, and tears. I was in severe pains. I complained to the nurse, I complained to the doctors, and there was nothing they could do for me. It's not time for my next dose. I mean, I was in pain. There was no thought. I hated my baby at that moment. It was terrible. Another reason why it's not even good to allow a mom who just had the cesarean alone in the hospital. I mean, some people are able to control their own baby blues. Some people get theirs out of hand. Your baby will be crying on the cot and you won't even budge. You won't even feel the thing, right? So, yeah, it is normal. But when it does exceed a day, 2, 3, please speak up, seek help, because this one, if you don't enter gear 2, it's not the same as the one I'm talking about. Because personally, I snap out of mine in about 2-3 days when the pains are beginning to subside and I'm also getting used to the whole setup, right? But if it exceeds, my dear, please speak up, seek help before you end up hurting yourself or the baby without knowing. Of course, the hormones are in control at that point. So please, just watch out for these things. That is the reason for this video. Be on the lookout for them. Okay? Expect to experience firsthand what it feels to be like the rich man in that parable that Jesus gave. That is the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, where the rich man was literally begging Lazarus to give him a drop of water. You'll be like, drop of water. Ha! Post operation, if somebody offers you a drop of water, you'll be very, very thankful. Remember, if it's an elective procedure, they will ask you to at least starve both food and water for at least 12 hours pre-operation, and then you will not also be able to eat anything until at least another 12 hours. I think I've forgotten, but basically they have a way of making sure that all those chaos that happened in the process of birthing the child, your guts that were rearranged and all that everything has realigned properly and there's no bleeding and there's no need to cut open again. So until they make sure of all these things, my dear, there's nothing like water, food, or anything of that or such. So you'll be so parched, like you will keep swallowing your saliva until there is none. Like it will be like a desert up there. In some cases, when the nurses are nice or the doctors are nice, they may just give you blocks of ice to, keep in your mouth, and it will gently melt and you swallow. Not really water. In some cases, they may just give you a teaspoon of water or two. But imagine what a teaspoon of water will do for you when you're actually very, very parched. So, bear that in mind. Okay? And if they don't offer you anything or allow you to take water, it's not because they hate you. It's just part of the process, my sister. So, expect it. Maybe you're not a Christian, you will not really understand the parable I used earlier, but you can Google it up. The rich man and Lazarus, what really happened? You will understand, get a clearer picture of this particular point I'm making here. Okay? Once the plasters are gone, the plasters they use in covering the incision site, there is every tendency that area will itch. Yes, it itches a lot. That is as a result of blood flow trying to regain its access. It was truncated before and now it's about to find its way together. So it's bound to itch. Avoid the temptation of scratching it if you can. You can just rub it gently to suit yourself, but avoid the temptation to scratch vigorously because you will feel like but don't, please. Okay, just rub it gently as you can to relieve yourself, and then before you know it, all that will be in the past. Also watch out for any inflammation, redness and all that, pus or anything that could also mean infection. Please report to your physician immediately to avoid stories that touch. Okay, so just take care of the incision. If you're asked to clean or wipe it down with methylated spirit from time to time, whatever your physician tells you to do, just do all of that, but avoid the temptation to scratch. It will happen, but please, if you can, dear, endure it. Okay? Sorrows may last through the night, but joy comes in the morning. Sorry. I tend to go for around a lot sometimes. Not all the time. But life is not that hard, is it? So, moving on. I'm almost done. Like others you may have found out on your own through your research and reading. But these ones I'm giving you now. Inside scoop. So pay close attention. I'm almost done, okay? Expect that evil cough. Yes. No matter, despite my best efforts, the first time I choked on food, the second time around it just started continuously. Like you will want to cough so hard as it will almost look like your incision will rip apart in two. So expect it, but when it does come, the secret is hold on to the incision site, crouch yourself like this and cough gently to relieve yourself. Also have a bottle of water handy always, as close to you as you can reach it. So because at a point maybe your caregiver may have left the room, the nurses are not handy, and you cannot navigate yourself to reach out to the water, and in the process you might actually hurt yourself further. So please have a bottle of water handy and also a pillow handy, so that whenever it happens, just hold on. If this is the incision site, hold it. Use your hand and hold it like this, crouching yourself with a pillow, and then cough gently. But you see that cough, expect it. Also, your physician may have any suppressant handy for you, but they are usually careful and restrain it because so that most of these suppressants they cause dizziness, so they don't want it transferred to the baby. All right, so just watch out for that too. If your baby is too sleepy in the first few days, it's normal. Maybe as a result of the epidural that passed through you to him or her, it's okay, but don't be too comfortable, okay? Don't be too happy. Oh, my baby's a bit sleep. At least you need to wake him or her up every 2 hours to change diapers, to avoid rashes, and to breastfeed him or her. Make she no sleep into hyperglycemia, the hypoglycemia, that is low blood sugar. I don't know which is which, but endeavor to wake that baby up and feed him or her every other 2 hours. Of course, your nurses will tell you that, but just in case they feel you already know, just know it. Don't be too comfy when your baby is sleepy. Wake him or her up to feed and change diaper. All them very, very important. Okay? Expect to retain water in your limbs, your hands and legs, because of those plenty fluids, IV fluid that they put both before the operation and afterwards to keep you going until you start eating. So expect. Personally, my feet, it was as if I was floating, like I had blisters, but it was normal. Looking at it physically, it's normal, but as I'm walking, it looks as if I have blisters, and then the top of it was swollen and shiny like one inflated balloon. So expect it to, it's part of water retention, all those plenty fluids that you were given, right? For you know why, or you will find out why, but whatever the case, is normal. In about a week to thereabouts, you should be okay. You would have peed all of them off, and where possible, whenever you lie down, try to elevate your leg. It helps to bring it down easier, sooner. But whatever the case, it's not a permanent thing, okay? You just go, but expect if it does happen, you're not alone, okay? It's nothing to worry about at all. It's part of the process, so just watch out for it, okay? So sisters, all the aforementioned, like I said earlier, is not meant to scare you one bit, okay? If for any medical reasons your physician recommends an elective cesarean section for you, please fret not, okay? At least with these few inside scoop I've given you, I have equipped you further, in addition to your own personal research that you've done before, to be ready for it. It's no big deal. You just go in, before you know it, 30 minutes thereabout, you're out with your baby, and in about a week too, you're back on your feet, hale and hearty, with a bouncing baby, boy or girl, and that area still, so well, not in me, whatever. So I want to thank you so much for being patient enough to watch to the end of this video. I like having you guys around. Like whenever I'm sitting here in front of you, I feel like let's do this the whole day, but I have to go now. So please, if you watch this video and find it informative enough and entertaining at the same time, which I try to make it be, please like my video. And if you or someone you know will find the information contained herein useful too, please feel free to share. God loves cheerful givers, okay? Feel free to share and share at no charges, for free, okay? And if you haven't done so already, which I'm sure you have already, but just for malice's sake, please subscribe, okay? Click that subscribe button, click it doesn't hurt, click, and you see the bell beside it, that's called the notification button, okay? When you click it too, it means that the moment I am uploading a video, boom, you are notified. It's that easy. And so if there are other experiences too that I didn't include herein that you wish to add, please feel free to leave them for me in the comment section, and I'll pin it so that our sisters, as they watch, could get as much information as possible. Too much of it don't they kill now. The more informed you are, the better. The more prepared, the better. Just keep it coming, okay? Let's interact, let's have fun. A lot of people will definitely benefit from this, okay? Sisters and friends and brothers, thank you so much again. Thank you. Until I see you again, stay awesome, remain happy, and as the Chinese people will say, 再见.